Have you ever felt like you're most creative, most focused, or maybe just most yourself when the rest of the world has gone to sleep? Well, if that sounds like you, then you are in exactly the right place. We're going to dive into the really fascinating psychology of what we're calling the nocturnal architect.
You hear it all the time, right? The whole gospel of the early bird. You got to get up before the sun, you got to hustle, you got to conquer the day. And look, that's a powerful story for sure.
But what if that's just not your story? What if your best ideas, your deepest focus, what if your truest self only really shows up long after everybody else has gone to bed? This isn't about some bad habit, It's about a fundamentally different kind of wiring.
So let's start with the environment itself. For the nocturnal architect, late night isn't just about the time on the clock. It's about stepping into this quiet sanctuary, a space where you can finally escape all the noise of the day.
I mean, just think about the contrast for a second. The day world is this digital explosion of constant noise. Notifications are pinging, there's social pressure, these invisible competitions happening all around you. But the night world? That's something else entirely. It's your quiet sanctuary. It's the place where your own thoughts finally have some room to breathe.
And I bet this quote really resonates with some of you. It's not about being antisocial at all. It's about valuing that feeling of tranquility so much that it almost feels like a cherished friend, a companion.
So what's actually going on here, psychologically? Why do some of us feel so drained by the day and so energized by the night? Well, the answer isn't just about preference. It's about the unique way your brain is wired. You can think of it like a sponge.
You see, many people who really thrive at night have what's called a highly sensitive nervous system. Now, this is not a disorder, it's a trait. It just means your brain processes everything, sights, sounds, feelings, with a lot more depth. So for you, an open-plan office isn't just a little distracting, it can feel like a full-on assault on your senses.
This is just the perfect metaphor. All day long, your brain isn't just hearing noise, it's absorbing it. It's soaking up the emotions of the people around you, the flicker of those fluorescent lights, the never-ending stream of information. And just like a sponge, eventually it gets totally waterlogged.
You know that image of a swan, right? On the surface, it's all calm and graceful, but underneath, its feet are just paddling furiously. That perfectly captures the internal experience. You appear calm, but underneath, you're working overtime just to process all that stimulation. It's exhausting, and it leads to something called empathic fatigue. The night, then, becomes your essential recovery node.
But this need for quiet, it isn't just a defensive move against the world. It's actually a really powerful, strategic tool. So let's talk about the true power of that solitude. I absolutely love this idea. For so many people, caffeine is the fuel they need to focus. But for the nocturnal architect, solitude does the exact same thing. It's not about escaping the world, it's about intentionally creating the conditions you need to think clearly and do your best work. It's basically a performance enhancer. So, the key here is that this is a deliberate strategy. Nighttime lets you recover from that daily sensory overload. It gets rid of all the social interruptions that just break your flow. Your desk, your workspace, it transforms into a little mini laboratory for ideas, where the seeds of real innovation can finally be planted without any distractions. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Avoiding noise? Yeah, that's a big part of it for sure. But the true underlying reason you stay awake, it's about a rare psychological state that honestly, most people never develop. And that rare state brings us right to the core of the nocturnal architect's power. It's about more than just finding a quiet room. It's about having the mindset to actually build something in the dark, away from the spotlight.
Psychologists actually have a name for this. They call it solitude capacity. And it is a profound strength. It's the ability to feel complete and energized just by your own company, to draw power from your own inner world instead of constantly needing it from the outside.
So let's break down this code. First, you're high in self-determination. You feel most alive when you, and only you, are in control of your own time and your choices. Second, your validation is internal. Your self-worth isn't tied to how many likes or comments you get, it comes from inside. And third, you just get it. You understand that the most important growth happens quietly, without any applause.
And that's the secret, right there. Your quiet, calm exterior isn't a lack of energy. No way. It's a reservoir of incredibly focused power.
So the big takeaway here is really powerful. In a world that is just screaming for your attention 24/7, consciously choosing to withdraw, to focus, to be present on your own terms, well, that's the ultimate act of self-respect. It's the ultimate rebellion.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. If you find yourself working while everyone else is asleep, just consider this for a moment. Are you running from the chaos of the day? Or maybe, just maybe, you are finally returning home to yourself.